Before we dive into today's video, I would like to remind you the research for this video was so disturbing that I had to avoid putting most of the pictures or videos I found while doing this video. I thought going into this video that I would find probably people talking about errors of the past and people still making the errors of today just subconsciously, not deliberately, but I found videos that were extremely disturbing, extremely problematic, and it really got me in tears at one point because I felt the pain of the kids in this video. So in today's video, I want us to look at what is wrong with perms on kids' hair and why we should stop this culture. We should stop this habit before it really wreaks a havoc into our society, our kids, and the future. Because in the past, we thought, let's assume many people didn't know better. But I think right now there is so much more information out here, so much more evidence, and so much more, how do I put it? Research and just our daily life, seeing these things that make us to realize how wrong and how bad this is. And it hurts me because I had someone close to me do this just last year, and I literally was in tears when I heard the story. I just heard it. I heard the stories of that particular event, and it really got me in tears. And I am now like a threatening, let's say threatening missile in courts in that family, because I really, how do I put it? I have threatened, if this happens again, I will not find this funny. I have put measures in place. That bad. That's how bad it is. Okay, using chemical perms like waves relaxers on kids' hair is really discouraged, not only by individuals like myself, but also dermatologists, pediatricians, trichologists, and other health professionals. And the combination of toxic chemicals and exposure, the physical harm and long-term developmental risks that are involved in using this makes this treatment highly inappropriate. And also, sometimes people say you should let your kids be at least 12 before you use these things. But I say no. Let your kid grow up to be an adult. If your kid cannot order an alcoholic drink, let that kid not use a relaxer, not without their own consent. Let your kid grow into an adult, and if they decide, I want to do this, let them do it themselves. Okay? It's really terrible. The first reason, the delicate nature of kids' hair and scalp. I don't know if when we as mothers, we as adults pick up these perms, these relaxers, we read it or not. I have no idea. I don't know if you've ever tried just combing a little child's hair. A child from 1 to 10, let's just take that, because I saw people relaxing the hair of kids less than some 1, 2. It was so, it bothered my spirit to a point of disgust. Have you ever tried just combing a child's hair without wetting it with water, without giving it some products to make it relax? Do you notice how hurt that child is? Have you ever tried using a relaxer yourself and experienced how painful it is? Then do you grab it with all the things that are inside? And I will tell you, because people will tell me, there is relaxers for kids. I will bust your bubble so bad in this video that you will be shocked. Keep still, okay? Don't move. I know that some of you are already triggered and you're feeling like clicking off the video. Please don't. For now, just okay? Indulge me. Kids' hair, they are so fragile. Kids' hair is fine, softer and less resilient than adult hair. It has a thinner cuticle layer, making it more prone to dryness, breakage, and irreversible damage from these chemical treatments. Kids' hair is sensitive. They have a sensitive scalp. Sometimes look at your kid's hair. You can see that bubble in the middle that still bobs. It bobs. Boop, boop, boop. and you take a relaxer and you dump on it. The scalp is soft. A child's scalp is more permeable and sensitive, which increase the risk of chemical burns, redness, itchiness, swelling, scarring, and exacerbated alopecia if care is not taken. You just realize your kid is losing hair and their follicles are absorbing in this dangerous take fruit. I will let you know how dangerous these chemicals are as we go ahead. The second reason you shouldn't use perms and chemical treatments on your kids' hair is due to the harsh chemicals and health risks. The toxic ingredients in these they are massive. Perming solutions typically contain ammonium trichloride used in cold perms, sodium hydroxide, and gonidine hydroxides. They contain formaldehyde relaxing agents. They contain parabens and phthalates, which are endocrine disrupting chemicals or EDCs. These chemicals are designed to break down hair's natural protein structure, the keratin, allowing reshaping, but at the cost of significant health risk. This is another reason you shouldn't try. These chemicals are too harsh for your kid. You try to avoid your kid from drinking alcohol, right? Then how do you take a chemical that is more toxic than alcohol and you put on your kid's head and you allow your kid to inhale these synthetic things? Because they are inhaling and the systemic exposure is very dangerous. The fumes released during perming can irritate the eyes, nose, throat, and lungs, particularly harmful to children with asthma and respiratory conditions. And even if they don't have any of these conditions, it is dangerous for your kids. Some of these chemicals can be absorbed through their skin. They enter the bloodstream and affect their internal organs and hormonal systems. You start realizing your kid is growing up with some abnormalities. You don't know why. It is because you really perpetuated those abnormalities with what you put in your kid's skin. Please, adults, parents, I'm pleading with you today. Today is such a painful video for me to make, and I really have to. I have put it off because it was really mentally disturbing. Not because I've not been put through the same situation, but because I remember how excruciatingly painful it was for me going through that. Number 3, the endocrine disruption and developmental effects, early puberty and hormonal imbalances. A 2014 study published in Environmental Health Perspective (PMC) linked early use of hair products, including perms and oils, to early menarche, onset of menstruation. The ECDs mimic or interferes with natural hormones, posing risk during critical windows of development, such as pre-puberty. The risk of increased cancer. A 2021 study in carcinogenesis reported a correlation between frequent adolescent use of relaxers, straighteners, and a high risk of premenopausal breast cancer. Chemicals used in perms are associated with increased risk of uterine, ovarian, and breast cancers in later years. While more research is needed on long-term childhood exposure, the precautionary principle supports limiting exposure to potentially carcinogenic compounds, especially when the cosmetic benefit is non-essential. And the honest truth is, it is not essential for your kid to get a perm. It's not. Your kid's hair is manageable. You have decided not to learn how to manage it. You've decided you want to take the easy way out. Many of us have fallen victim of that, not only unto others, but to ourselves. And it is time we change this narrative. The 4th reason you don't want to use perms on your kid's hair is because of the unpredictable results and hair damage. Natural hair changes in childhood. The children's hair often changes textures, thickness, and curl pattern as they grow, particularly during puberty. Now, using perms can interfere with this natural process, leading to the unpredictable and often undesirable results. It can lead to irreversible damages, as perm causes protein degradation, moisture loss and porosity, extreme breakage and freeze, permanent altered textures, or loss of natural curl pattern. The cumulative damage over time compounds with each treatment, especially if used repeatedly over months or years. I cannot tell you how painful this was to me, and I will know it still gives me post-traumatic stress. Even after years, I stopped using perm on my hair in 2016, 2017, but still to today, I'm in 2025 and I am still mentally traumatized when I think of perms and relaxers because of what I went through every time I did it. Every time it was applied on my hair, I was in excruciating pain. I would lose a quarter of all my hair sometimes because it burned my scalp and peeled off my skin. The fifth reason you shouldn't use perm on your kid's hair is the ethical and practical concerns. The discomfort and pain. This process is long, uncomfortable, and sometimes very painful, which involves exposure to harsh odors, heat, tingling, and burning on the scalp. These can be physically and emotionally distressing for your young children. I remember how a family member used to take me far away from the compound to put a perm on my hair because it stinked too much, because it smelled too much. And I would always wonder, if this thing smells this bad, you can't stand the smell of it around the compound. Why applying on my hair? We have to go this far. Why apply on my hair? I have to be with this thing which smells so bad. It's so painful, but okay, that is really terrible. The next problem is the aftercare requirements. Perm hair requires specialized maintenance, often involving additional chemical-based products that continue to expose the child to irritants and toxins. Because once you use the perm, you have to use other products that will help to curb the products and also help in maintaining the perm, which are other irritants which are still too toxic for the child. And the child is just a baby. Let the child be. Lack of informed consent. Your young child cannot fully consent to the health risks, discomfort, and long-term implication of perming their hair. Parents may make the decision without realizing the potential harm and psychological impact on the child's self-image and identity. And this is something we are going to talk about next. But let me talk about the consent. I used to remember a family member telling me to use certain products on my skin, my hair, which I did not want because they had certain effect on my skin and on my hair. And I would tell them, I don't like this. I don't want to do it. And it was such a big deal. And the truth is, that is the same thing. Your kid might not say it, but your kid hasn't had the consent to say, I want this. Let your child grow into an adult, and if they try it and they want to do it, they will do it again. And if they don't, they will stop, because everybody feels the pain when they can confirm to a decision, I want this or not. You see them take that decision themselves, and then if there are any risks involved, they bear it, knowing fully well what they are getting themselves into. The sixth reason is the cultural and psychological implications, and I really want to dive deep into this because this is a huge problem. And today, many people like to insult others online, saying they are self-hating, they don't like themselves. But we have to ask ourselves as a society, as a people, when did this start? Maybe your child started hating themselves and everything they represent, everything natural to themselves, when you started perming their hair at 1 year old, telling them inadvertently, this is not the right hair. The right hair should be like this. Self-esteem and identity. Altering a child's hair may send the message that their hair as naturally as it is in its natural state is unacceptable, which can harm self-esteem, particularly amongst black and brown children, for whom hair is often culturally significant. Now you can also have the internalized bias. Encouraging permanent straightening at a young age can contribute to internalized hair bias, eroding cultural pride and personal identity. Using perms and relaxers on children's hair carries significant cultural and psychological implications, particularly within communities where hair textures are historically been a source of both identity and oppression. These implications often extend beyond the immediate physical effects of chemicals. These chemicals we put on our child's hair makes them forget. It gives them this feeling of, oh, this is wrong. The Eurocentric beauty standard and assimilation. The many reasons why so many salons in Africa don't cater to natural hair. The hair that is in the natural hair of the continent is due to this Eurocentric beauty standards and assimilation, which we have adopted. Now we cannot take care of our own natural hair because we have been taught to take care of a Eurocentric hair. You go to a salon with a natural hair and a salonist looks at you like, excuse me, what do you want me to do with this? Because they have been trained to take care of those Eurocentric hair. They have been trained to only take care of your hair if it is straight. But the hair that grows out of both theirs and our natural scalp is something they don't know how to deal with. I remember many times going to salons and they will be like, why is your hair in this state? Do you want me to straighten? Let me perm it before we can do anything. Well, I don't want that. I want you to be able to take care of it. They said no. And that was the reason I started in 2017 as soon as I went natural, learning how to take care of my hair. So 90% or 95% of the times I will do my own hair because if I go to a salon, they start giving me the side eye with the natural hair thing. Oh, they even can't take care of it. Even the ones who really want to take care of your hair, they want to do it, they cannot because they have been trained to take care of straight hair, not the African hair that grows out of their scalp. A salonist will talk to you and you'll be like, lady, do you know this is the same hair that naturally grows out of your scalp? The fact that you relax and perm it every 2 to 3 weeks doesn't mean that it is not the same thing you have. But at the same time, I have to come to a consensus of empathy with them. It is what we have been groomed and trained to do, per se. So we have to groom and train ourselves to take care of the natural hair that still grows out of our hair. And it's feeling like a foreign concept, which is really strange. The body image that is related to this, the psychological implications of self-esteem and body image, identity development, parental influence and autonomy, and the mental health implications are really grave. And if you would like me to do a deep dive into this, I would like to, because it is one of the biggest problems that blacks in America and blacks in Africa and blacks living all around the world we are experiencing. And we are trying to get to a place where we find a normal within what has been unnormalized for us. Our bodies have been unnormalized and now we are trying to find a normal of it. Same as our hair. Our hair has been unnormalized for so long that we are now trying to find a normal, which is what grows out of our scalp, and it's feeling strange. And that is why you should not relax your kids' hair. Let them turn 18, 21, depending on the country where they are. When they are an adult, they decide, okay, I want to do this, let them do it, knowing the full implications of it and they know the consequences of it. And when they feel the effects, they decide, do I want to stick to this or go back to what grows out of my scalp? The seventh reason you shouldn't is the misleading marketing and lack of regulation. The truth is this: most of these hair products would like to brand others as kids friendly, but the truth is they are not. I know some of you are shocked, but I was as shocked as you are when I was doing this research. Some products marketed for kids are not substantially safer than adults' version. Products may contain the same hazardous chemicals but use softer branding and misleading terms like gentle to tell you, oh, this one is better for kids. But let's break it down a little bit more, okay? The active ingredients in hair relaxers are the same both for the kids and the adult varieties. You might think they are different, but they are not. They primarily work to break down your bonds and the hair protein structure, which is responsible for your curl pattern. This is achieved through the strong alkaline agents, and the two main ones are the lye relaxers, which has so many uh, ingredients in it. That is a sodium hydroxide, which is composed of so many crazy things, and the no lye relaxer, which is also composed of sodium hydroxide, common active ingredients, which include carbon hydroxide, lithium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, ammonium thiaclylcoate. Sorry, I can pronounce that to save my life, okay? Thiaclylcoate. But the essence of this is that the deception is marvelous and they do it so well using marketing teams. Okay, they will take the same product, put in different bottles. It's the same as the pink tax scam we have been enduring as women for a long time. They take the same product, one in a blue bottle, one in a pink bottle, and the pink bottle is probably 49 euros, while the blue bottle is 29. And they say, well, the lady own is different. It's the same with the kids. It's the same product, but now they go in and they drop a gentle on it to tell you that, oh, this is for babies. It's the same ingredients because the same thing is doing for the adult hair, is the same thing is doing for the kids' hair. And as you can see, the ingredients are the same. They are breaking the bonds of your hair, breaking the protein bonds to ensure that you get a straight hair. And why does this matter? The term for kids implies safety and gentleness, leading parents to believe these products are suitable for their kids' delicate hair and scalp. However, the scientific evidence suggests that kids are exposed to similar, if not the same, harsh chemicals as in adult relaxers, with potentially greater health risks due to their developing bodies and more sensitive systems. This hurts. Therefore, the consensus amongst many healthcare professionals and health experts is that there is no truly safe chemical relaxer for children, regardless whether it is marketed as such or whatever it is marketed as. There is insufficient safety testing. There is a lack of long-term safety data on chemical treatments for children. The regulatory agencies often do not require full safety testing for cosmetic products on pediatric or kids population. I'm so sorry. It really is painful, I know, but it's the truth. Let your kid's hair be. If you can't take care of it as it is, just shave it. Let your kid stay with low cuts. It's safe. The baby will be a baby. That baby will grow healthier than you putting a bunch of relaxers on it or you stressing them doing hair care routines that you don't know what you're doing until you learn how to take care of the baby's hair. Let it be. Okay? Now, professional recommendation. Dermatologists and health organizations advise that you should avoid chemical hair treatments like perms, relaxers, dyes on kids' hair under 12 and ideally until full maturity. And I insist on the full maturity. Let the kids grow up naturally. Let kids be kids. When they grow up, they will decide, okay. That's why sometimes I really still enjoy the system of education in Africa, in most African countries, where the kids, younger kids, shave until you're ready to go to the university. That's when you start growing your hair out. But before then, you keep your hair low cuts. Every kid low cuts, so that we don't have the pressure of doing your hair while you're trying to study, while you're trying to be a kid and just play, while you're trying to. That is the reason I really still love the fact that that system was there for most of us growing up. And once we started keeping our hair It was a struggle of maintaining your natural hair with family trying to put in ingredients to make it straight so it's easier for them to manage or easier for them to look at. I had a family member tell me, I don't like looking at your hair like that. And it's disgraceful, disgraceful. But that is the system we grew up in. The natural hair, you can do the little twist on your child's hair, little braid outs, okay? Style them with little or no stress. Just pull one, wash the baby's hair, let it be. Or if you want to braid it with a few twists, a few braid outs, it's okay. And let the kid be a kid. If you can't do that, if you have not mastered the way of taking care of that kid's hair, just shave it, cut it. Let the kid be a kid. All right, let's get to a conclusion for this video. There will be many more parts because there are a lot. Diving into this is giving me so much headache. And I really thought, let me, okay, put out the initial thing out there so that we can start this conversation and we see where it goes. And if you think so far there's something I've missed out, there's something you think I should talk more on, I should do a deeper dive into, please leave a comment in the comment section. Tell me what was your experience with relaxers and family members. The scientific, medical, and ethical consensus is clear. Perms and chemical hair treatments are not safe or appropriate for kids. The term cosmetic results are far outweighed by the long-term risks, including scalp injury, hormone disruption, possible cancer risks, and psychological effects. Instead of altering children's hair with harsh chemicals, caregivers are encouraged to support and celebrate natural hair textures, use age-appropriate gentle hair care, and foster healthy self-image and identity development. Please, parents, guardians, family members, I know you might have a few family members who are still doing this and you feel you don't have a voice, you can't say something. Please say something. It lets them to think. And if you don't want to just say something, okay, send my video to them. Let my voice say something to them. Please, this is a plead. Let your kids be kids. I watched some of the most horrible videos during this video, and it really got me back to a place. Please let your kids be kids. To the next video. I will see you next time. Thank you for stopping by and thank you for listening to me rant on this. And until next time, I'm your girl Napinimo. Bye.